What is good, y'all? So, welcome to the YouTube channel. How do y'all like it? We got the Bible out today, guys. And today's episode. Oh, by the way, we're going to show Zeke's corner because it looks like a corner. My name's Zeke. We're gonna kick it, guys. I got the loafers on, guys. Y'all see the loafers? Yeah, y'all see the loafers. Today we're gonna cover the book of Hosea. So this is gonna be like a 10-minute video, guys. We don't why not feed ourselves with the word of God? So let's get into it, fam. So look, I think first thing we're gonna go over today, guys, is what is Zeke's corner, because this is the first episode of the series. Zeke's corner, guys, is this area. I love gaming. I really love cars. I love skating. I'm not a good skater, but I love skating. I love talking about Jesus, and I'm not political at all, guys. I don't speak about anything political because I'm not very political, very politically strong. So we're just talking about Jesus, guys, cars, video games, and I'm not only gonna post about Jesus. I'm gonna represent Jesus and all that I do on this channel, but there's gonna be days where we talk about cars. There's gonna be days where we talk about, video games, rants, art, clothes, anything you can name. We'll probably talk about it. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start. So, guys, today we are going over the book of Hosea, and I think if I were to sum up what lesson Hosea teaches us, it teaches us that underneath our flesh, underneath our imperfections, there is a version of you that God sees, and that version of you is you that was created in God's image, right? Let me get my tea real quick. Alright, so let's break it down. You're like, what do you mean the version of you that was made in God's image? I mean, you were made in God's image, regardless of who you are, what you believe, what you look like, how you were born, what people think of you. There is a version that people see of you, and there's a version that God sees of you. All right. Now the version, and let's start with me, right, as an example. The version that people see of me is Zeke, and I mean, I'm 5'4". You look at me and you'd be like, yeah, that guy doesn't play basketball. That guy smells like vanilla because that's all I wear. Guy's a little overweight, but you know it's okay because I eat good, guys. He has terrible handwriting, and he talks a lot. Right? Now that's what y'all see of me. And what God sees in me is he sees Ezekiel, right? Right? And I'm gonna say this for confidence. I think God sees, right, someone that loves to spread the gospel with the mouth that he gave me, right? Because I feel like God gave me a very talkative mouth, so why would I not use it to spread the gospel, right? I think he sees me as hyper, but for good reasons, and I think he just views me as someone that he loves. I think God has always been there in my life, and even though that I've doubted him many times, he's pulled through so many times. So we're gonna start off kind of with I think we're gonna start off with the run through of Hosea first, and we're gonna dive a little bit into the scripture, and we're gonna try to make this video about 10 to 15 minutes long. So let's get into it, fam. So today we have the book of Hosea, guys. Now, the book of Hosea goes like this. There is a prophet by the name of Hosea, right? And he's living in this town, right? And everybody knows Hosea. Everybody knows Hosea. You gotta know the guy. The guy's a prophet. And you got Gomer. Whew. Let me get into this, guys. Gomer is a prostitute. I'm gonna make y'all clear. Gomer is a prostitute, fam. She's messing around with fam. So look, this is how it goes, guys. God literally tells her that he goes, You see Gomer over there? Yeah, I see Gomer. The prostitute? Yeah. She do be running around. Yeah, that's gonna be your wife. You're gonna marry her. I'm telling you to marry her. And Hosea's like, what? What? Me? Marry her? Okay, if you say so. And now everybody just sees like, because again nobody's hearing what God's telling Hosea. Everybody's just like, Hosea, the prophet, is getting married to Gomer, the girl who sleeps around. And it's kind of one of those things where it even leaves you shocked. You're like, so this guy, I mean, disciple God, I mean, this guy's a prophet, guys. Like this guy's talking the Lord's words, right? And you got Gomer, you're like, oof, yikes, right? We all look at her like, yikes. I would never do that. That's crazy. And he tells him, and every night, she just goes off. She goes to see her sneaky link, guys. And Hosea goes the next morning, sees her on the ground, and he's like, get up, let's go. Boom, back together again. Next night, Gomer sneaks out, sees her sneaky link. Hosea comes back out. Let's go back up. Alright. Again, Gomer goes out to see her sneaky link. Hosea's like, okay, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go get this girl from outside and we're gonna be good again. Walks outside. Gomer's not there. Where could she be? She is at the slave market farm. She's in the worst place imaginable. Like, she's owned by someone now. And Hosea goes, whew. He makes his way down. He goes, you know what? I'm gonna buy you back. But when I buy you back, you gotta trust that, like, you're gonna be my wife for real. Like, this is our calling to be together. I want you, and I want you to be with me, right? She goes, okay. And that's kind of how the story goes. Now, I think there's two very big verses. Right? There's two very big verses. Now, I think number one for me is actually, it's going to be Hosea chapter 3, verse 1. It says, the Lord said to me, go show love to your wife again, though she is loved by another man and is an adulteress. Love her as the Lord loves the Israelites. Though they turn to other gods and love the sacred raisin cakes. Now check this out. And everybody's like, what do you mean the Lord loves the Israelites? In this book, the Israelites, Hosea and Gomer are very big, I think, figurative. I think this was a real story, but it was a very big figure, and it was used to teach the lesson that the Israelites, that God was showing the Israelites, and kind of what the situation was. But that's what I was saying. He tells him, go show love to your wife again. And although she does this, and this, right? And she's a bad, ugly person. She has slop on her. She's muddy. Like, she's just not clean. I want you to go love her, right? And I think that applies to so many areas in life of us, right? I think the urge to be better than people, the urge to just be, again, this perfect person that we paint ourselves as, it's oh my gosh, y'all heard that? Again, it's such pressure. Such pressure. I find myself doing that all the time, because I'd be like, I can't step outside the house like this. Like, what am I wearing? I'm wearing Birks, no socks on, and I got my swim trunks on and a muscle shirt, and I'm going to HEB, guys. Like, yikes. Hard, tough it. It's okay. Right? But again, there's this image, I think, and again, guys, I'm a very philosophical person, right? I freaking love just thinking about things. I think us as human beings, right, we have this, like, kind of ego, kind of this thing about us that we're like, if I get caught looking dumb, if I don't look perfect all the time, 24/7, like, I'm just gonna hate my life, right? And I don't think it's necessarily because we genuinely hate our lives. I don't think it's necessarily because, you know, we want to, like, we don't want to, I don't think it's necessarily because we think we're better than everybody. What I think it necessarily is because, again, the devil freaking put so many things in this world that pressures everybody to kind of be a version of them that they're not, right? And I think this story kind of sums up like how God sees us, right? And because again, but beneath all this imperfection of us, right? If you were to look at me, right, and like again, you look at me, I'm 5'4", fam. I'm pretty big, pretty bulky. Okay, guys, you can tell I eat a lot. Again, my hair isn't always, you know what I mean, super duper good. Okay, I mean I have a unibrow sometimes, guys. I have. Y'all see the fit. Like, this is my Saturday morning fit. I'm not fitted up. I'm sitting next to a plushie, and I'm also 15 years old. I'm 16 years old. I mean, guys, if we were to look at every imperfection of Ezekiel, you could name a whole like receipt file, like this long, right? And then God sees you, and God's like, I love him though. I love her though. I love them though. I love them because they are made in my image. And I think one of the things that sums up this whole story, this whole lesson perfectly. Hold on. To you real quick. I think the one verse that truly gets me out of this whole thing, and I've spent so much time thinking about this verse. This is going to be Hosea chapter 6, verse 6. For I desire mercy, not sacrifice, and acknowledgement of God rather than burnt offerings. And I'm going to close my Bible, and I'm going to just speak on this verse. I think this verse carries so much weight because he's talking about acknowledgement here. And acknowledgement is such a powerful thing, right? Sometimes we keep our headphones in. I'm like the perfect example of this. Sometimes I keep my headphones in and people get mad at me because I'm not like listening to them. I see this in like, my parents. Sometimes I'll be like, guys, like, bro, take your headphones out. I'm trying to talk to you. And you're singing whatever song you're singing. And I'm like, my bad, Dad. I'm not listening. I got my JBLs on. And my dad's like, no, you're going to listen to me. You're not acknowledging me. This is dumb. You're really acting up. Acknowledgement is such a powerful thing, right? Just saying hi to somebody. Just checking in on somebody. Just texting somebody. Even people that you don't like, fine. Even, you don't gotta freaking... Dude, you don't need to love everybody, right? Like, you don't need to love everything about everybody. But just acknowledging someone can make someone's day, right? It can be the difference. And I know this isn't what the scripture's talking about, but if we were to go back to what the scripture was talking about, he wants acknowledgement from us because at the end of the day, although he's our God, he's not trying to be a master. He's not gonna force you. But he's there waiting. And I think that he paints this picture right here that leaves him it leaves us vulnerable as human beings, right? Because again, as human beings, we urge for someone to run to, we urge for someone to hug us. And he acts as a perfect father figure right here. He says, I just ask for acknowledgement, but I don't want sacrifice. I'm not seeking to punish you for all the bad that you've done, but rather I'd rather you just say sorry and us be forgiven. What he's saying is that I don't want the blood that I shedded. I just want you to give your problems to me so I can make them go away. What he is saying is literally that he'd rather us cry out to him than him take blood from us. And I think this is where I get so personal with this, is I think my whole life, right guys, like again, I might vent a little bit. I think my whole life it's been me thinking that God wanted blood. And in all reality, that was just kind of like the devil's lie, that blood is what I needed to give up to have a healthy life. And in meeting God and in my journey, right, one thing I've learned is that God, again, doesn't want bloodshed. He's not someone to say, you know what, since you did that, you're gonna give me that. He has genuinely just displayed in my life what I can only describe as utter forgiveness, right? My whole life, again, I've been so sinful. I've doubted God. I mean, there was times where, I just didn't like God. I was so angry at God. I mean, there was a time this year, like, my grandma died, and I was like, why would you take her? Like, even me as a Christian, I make mistakes against God. And again, time and time again, He's never taken my house. He's never taken a roof off of my head. He's never taken the clothes off my back. He's never taken food out of my life. What He has done, though, time and time again, has said, okay, I'm right here. And every time I run back, His love just gets greater and greater and greater and greater and greater and greater. And it's to the point where it's like you just end up surrendering, not even because He took things from you, but because He showed you so much love. And one thing I do want to close this off on is, it's more like a question for y'all. Y'all can comment. But how do you think God sees you compared to how the world sees you, right? Again, the world sees you in so many ways. People can be some of the most harsh creatures on this planet, but at the end of the day, like, God sees you as you. He doesn't see you as anything different. And don't let anybody say that. I think one of the biggest things I've noticed about people who are different is, like, they're always rebelled against, or they're always, like, kicked out of. But if it was you, on the other hand, how would you feel? But again, just answer the question, I guess, guys. Like, or just even ask yourself, pray about it. Is, how does God see you compared to how the world sees you? Anyways, thank y'all so much for tuning in, guys. Again, this is Leonardo. It was so fun doing this week's episode, guys. I'm probably gonna drop more videos, but hopefully we can keep doing this, guys. Hopefully the channel grows, guys, and hopefully hopefully the channel grows. Hopefully we keep doing videos like this, and then guys, please comment fun. Like, I just want more stuff to talk about. I love talking, and I just rather use my mouth. Pretty good, guys. So I will catch y'all later. This is embarrassing, but I'm gonna press the button. So